everybody, it's me, low battery.
Tonight on Frontline, hundreds of people are put on parole every day, and many of them wind up back behind bars.
It is not unusual for parolees to come back once or twice once they're out. They didn't commit a new crime, but they're violating the rules of their supervision.
Like right now, even going in this store, I can end up back in jail. And I'm only getting a coffee.
But many states are trying to break the cycle.
It's giving me every reason to lock him up, and I'm still working with him.
Really didn't know it was that serious.
It's extremely serious. You're also going on GPS today.
Filmed over a year and a half.
Why would you do this to somebody? My life is pretty much ruined for the next 3 years.
With unprecedented access to parolees and their supervisors.
Matter about your family member? I only care about you.
You don't care about me.
I'm in charge of your supervision.
Don't say that. Don't say you care about me.
And the make or break relationships between them.
So you understand what you've done? Seriously, like, I'm here trying to save your ass, but I don't know if you understand what you've done.
Some people think that being on parole is you're free. You're not.
I have to believe that she is going to do good. I make a living on second chances. That's what parole is.
Tonight, in collaboration with the New York Times, Life on Parole.
After Parole documentary again.
For a year and a half, we followed 4 people in Connecticut as they left prison and were put on parole.
I've been incarcerated for a little over 8.5 years. The judge gave me 10 years. I thought it was the end of the world. And here I am. 10 days, I'm gonna be walking out the door. Starting my life over.
The state is trying to use parole as part of an effort to reduce its prison population.
When I get out, hopefully I get out of here, stay out of here. I've been here before.
And pause this for a minute. Actually, and I want to say something real quick about this. There's a lot of people that actually, they give parole to people a lot more than usual because they know in their minds that they're going to violate and come right back. That's why a lot of people get parole brought back out. Probation, you get time and you got to do time all over again. But when it comes to parole, they just spit them right back out into society because they know they're going to come violate and come right back, even if it's on technical violations.
So it's easier said than done.
It is now giving parole to more of its prisoners than ever before.
What are you going to do differently to stay out?
Is abide by all the rules.
Always good. All right, good luck.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The challenge is how to keep them from returning to prison.
I'm proud to be graduating a prison drug program today because I did it with all you gentlemen. I've been waiting for this day for the past 21 months. Next stop outside. So, pretty sure I'll see you there.
Just let him home. I've been waiting for this for too long. Open. When I was coming home, I was more than excited.
We were waiting for him to get out on parole and to come home.
When you love somebody and you want to make a future with them, you kind of feel like all that is on hold.
Errol Brantley is being released from prison early after serving 20 months for drug possession and burglary.
Oh, God. Hey, make I like that they had a hug. I got a bunch of hugs from everybody.
To just be able to put your arms around somebody is a huge thing.
I gotta go to parole.
Do we know where that is?
100 Sheldon Street, Hartford, Connecticut. I don't even feel like I woke up in prison this morning, you know? I've been coming to prison since 1999 now, and I've been in and out of jail 11 times.
Wow.
This time that I got out was the first time that I was on parole.
Brantley?
I was definitely frightened.
Having a hair malfunction.
I didn't know what to expect.
Released from Colorado, correct? Parole sentence, like a little less than 4 years.
Errol's parole officer is Mark Paulich. He's been a parole officer for 18 years.
So what was your crime over there?
Burglary.
Burglary?
Yeah.
Is that kind of your thing? Or?
No, not at all. I was for drugs.
All right, and drug of choices?
Heroin.
Mr. Brantley, you can just read, had a long, long history of opiate addiction. And if you're in this business long enough, you know the chances are at some point it will rear its ugly head. So now he's on your watch. So you got to make sure you're dotting I's and crossing T's, that's for sure. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to have you review these conditions now. So what I need you to do is read every one and make sure you understand each condition and then sign at the end.
Among the conditions of his release, Errol will have to undergo mandatory drug testing, and he's barred from contact with prior victims, which includes his girlfriend, Catherine.
I mean, is long-term planning with your mom at that address, or are you going to kind of look to get on your
I want to
feet?
go back home. I don't live with my mom. I actually live with my girlfriend,
That's
Catherine.
why I'm asking.
But there was a problem at the jail. They said that she was a victim, and they took her off of my visiting list after like 17 months.
Mm-hmm. Who's the person?
Catherine Eaton.
Well, was she a victim or not?
No, she wasn't.
What are they saying she was a victim of?
Burglary.
Did you ever burglarize your own house
No.
that she lived in? Did you ever
Yeah, I took my TV to the pawn shop.
The Department of Corrections has a policy. When an offender is released, they can have no contact with previous crime victims or co-defendants. She called the police on him. She got him incarcerated and at least got him sober or cleaned up for a while, but she then created the situation in the department's eyes that she was a crime victim because he took her TV set. There's no staying overnight there, there's no nothing.
Yes.
Yeah, following you out.
Errol leaves and goes straight home with Catherine, violating the terms of his parole on his very first day.
I just wanted to stay close to the people that I loved and feel protected. And I understand that parole, that they have to do what they have to do.
Once again, this is what I've been trying to tell everybody. You can violate. You don't have to get another charge. This is how you can violate, by not following the rules of your probation or parole. You don't have to catch another charge like burglary and all that kind of stuff. You can. This is technical violations. He's already violating right now.
But I was happy. I was home. That's all I have up here. That's all I need. Yeah, welcome home, absolutely. It's a good place to be. Been trying to get here for a long time.
Not supposed to be there.
For the past several years, Connecticut has been giving offenders like Errol more opportunities to earn early release, and there are now almost 5,000 people supervised by parole here.
No, for sure.
But about a third of all parolees end up violating the terms of their release and are reincarcerated.
Fewer people being released from prison. If you're on parole, you're still sort of in the Department of Correction. You're being monitored in the community by a parole officer, but on any day, for any type of violation, they can take you directly back into prison because you're still technically serving your sentence, right? The parole board is making this.
Mike Lawler is one of the officials trying to turn this around and give
your time
parolees
still
more
counts
chances
on
once they're out.
It is not unusual for parolees to come back once or twice once they're out, right? They didn't commit a new crime, but they're violating the rules of their supervision.
One change has been the creation of a special unit devoted exclusively to the needs of women parolees. Officer Catherine Montoya helped start the unit.
Women are a different population, they have different needs, their supervision needs to be different. My ladies oftentimes are the primary caretakers of their children. But then if they're not doing good, if I remove them from the situation, who's gonna take care of those kids? So, it's do a lot of thinking after hours, whether the decisions that I'm making are correct or not, so it's hard. So Jessica, I haven't met her yet, but I read her case. She came in when she was 18 years old. She's gonna be doing 5 years of parole with me. This is a pivotal time for her. She needs to make a decision right now whether this is just a one-time deal that happened in her life and she's gonna move on from this, or whether she's gonna be a returning customer, someone that keeps coming in and out of the system.
I did 10 years. I was young. I was 18 years old. I don't think I should be on nobody else's supervision. I've been getting watched for 10 years, okay? People stripping me, all that. I've been through it. Like, I don't think that I need to be on nobody's parole.
Jessica Proctor went to prison for slashing another girl's face with a razor blade.
I didn't kill nobody, but you would have thought I did kill somebody, though.
Numbers,
10 years,
my phone,
5 years parole. I think that was a little
numbers.
bit excessive. So I do hold some type of resentment.
She got out of prison 6 days ago. This is her first meeting with Officer Montoya.
So hi Jessica, I'm Officer Montoya, I'm your parole officer. That's everything. So when you come here, you have to clear your metal detector. A lot of people think that being on parole is like you're free. They're not free, but there's going to be a measure of freedom that is going to be afforded to you. We're going to be together for a while, it's going to be 5 years. We might not see eye to eye every single time, but the point is that we have to work together, and the better you and I get along, the chances are your supervision is going to be successful. Let's go pull a urine. Jessica was young, got in trouble, went to jail for a substantial amount of time, came back out. She really wants to reconnect with her son. That's one of her biggest goals in her life, to get her son back into her life, to be a mother to her son.
So this is Dante's bio mom, Jessica, my cousin. This is when she first went into prison. And look at this.
Jessica gave up custody of her son, Dante, and for now they are not living together.
I think for a long time he thought that I was his bio mom until my sister got pregnant. And he said, I was in your stomach like that. And I was like,
no, Pop.
No, Papa, you weren't in my stomach. You were in Mommy Jessica's stomach. And then from then on, I would just tell him that you're different than most kids, because most people only have one mom and you have 3 moms.
When I was growing up, the only thing I really knew was like, she was locked up. And I'm like, she's locked up. So when is she coming out? When can I see her?
Reconnecting with family is so difficult. Reunification with their kids. I always advocate for family counseling, for not only for the offender, but for as a family, everyone together, because there's a lot of hurt feelings, there's a lot of anger, and people don't have a lot of skills to be able to maintain a situation like that. So they'll go back to their behaviors, you know, which is like drinking or drug use.
My daughter had a lot of anger towards me for a while.
Hey, Daddy.
Hi, Peanut. What'd you do today?
My math quiz that I have, and I got 100%.
Wow. Proud of you.
And picture day is tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. You're going to send me some pictures when they get developed.
Yeah.
Rob Sullivan is beginning a month-long stay at this addiction treatment facility. For many parolees, Connecticut requires intensive drug and alcohol treatment as a condition of their release.
Daddy's discharge date moved to May 7th now. Daddy won't be in the halfway house. He'll be home. Yay! Well, I'll call you at 8 and say goodnight.
Okay, I love you.
Love you, Chewy.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, baby.
Daddy drew me this, recently.
That's pretty.
And then, he also drew me this one.
Kids take it really, really
He even
hard.
put his teardrops in there, which he's gonna get taken off.
But that's what makes Daddy Daddy.
Yeah, no. Daddy's daddy without the stupid teardrops on his face.
So what still makes
He's
Daddy
more
Daddy?
handsome with the teardrops off of his face. She gets used to seeing him, talking to him, and then not. Unfortunately, it's been such a part of her life for her 10 years that she's been here, that it's routine for her, but yet he sees how old she's getting, and he's tired of not being there and breaking her heart. So it'll be like May 6th when he'll be home.
It means Daddy's gonna be home sooner than we expected.
And for what?
for my birthday.
What a birthday present that's going to be, huh?
He wasn't there for my 10th, but my 11th is still important. So all my birthdays are important, so he'll actually be here for my 11th. And that's special to me.
It's hard, especially on a young kid, young girl that, you know, is going into her teenage life. You know, a lot of children want both parents, you know. Right now I'm trying to make it up to her, and that's by changing.
All this is stuff that I bring from jail. My criminal record, it's a mess. I went in 92, I didn't come back in until 1998, and then I didn't get out till 2001. I came back in 2002, got out in 2003, came back in 2005. The list goes on and on and on of how many times I've been in and out of jail. With all these convictions and charges, it's gonna make it almost impossible for me to find a job, you know? And pay child support, which I haven't done in years. I know I'm a scumbag in that aspect. $53,277, $26,156, and $25,935 for a total of over $100,000. Where the hell am I supposed to get $100,000? Win the lotto? I have a real bad drug and alcohol problem, but it's cheaper for me to buy a beer some nights for $2 and get drunk and forget about all my problems. And that's when I end up committing another crime.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do it just go back to jail because it's easier to live.
Some people have been in there for so long, that's all they know, you know. That's all they know is prison life.
I'm 25, and the first time I was arrested, I want to say 16. First time I ever been in prison, though, with the full extent, was 18. I grew up seeing people getting robbed, stealing, selling drugs, shootings, stabbings, fights. When you grow up a certain type of way, it's a way of life.
Vaughn Gresham is doing 7 years on parole, part of his sentence for an armed robbery.
That wasn't my first time doing a robbery. It was quick, fast, and easy. Nobody ever really got hurt. But if it got a little rough, we had bats, you know. Yeah, we had bats.
He's being released to a halfway house where he must complete a 90-day program. The rules are strict, and the residents are closely supervised.
Halfway houses' purpose is for guys to find employment, save money, and then return back to society, hopefully in a successful manner. Some make it, and some don't. But the reality situation is, if it's not what they really want to do, they're just not going to succeed, and they're going to go back to the cycle.
You're very tall. How tall are you?
Since being put on parole a year ago, he's been sent back to prison 3 times. This is his 4th halfway house.
You know, I don't want to go back. It sucks. It's boring. It's fed up with it. And my best chances of getting past this stage is keeping on the right path.
So you got 7 years parole, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Connecticut is now trying to give parolees like Vaughn more chances after relatively minor violations.
A long time on parole.
Before, if you were a parole violator and got returned to prison, typically, once you got back to prison, you'd be serving sort of an arbitrary time sentence, like a year. Now, the amount of time you're sent back to prison for is a relatively short period of time while we sort of reboot them and get them back out the door again.
The default mode in the criminal justice system, at least in the United States, is one of control and punishment. The big change in Connecticut is that the leadership is trying to make parole more about reintegration and less about punishment.
Fiona Doherty runs a criminal justice clinic at Yale Law School and has recommended additional changes to the way parole works in Connecticut.
The conditions that are put on people who are coming out of prison to avoid going back to prison are very broad. If we could all be sent to prison late, or occasionally having a glass of wine, or the other expectations and standards that are laid on parolees, we would all violate the conditions of parole.
For Vaughn, those conditions will be enforced by his parole officer, Lisa Brayfield. She's been on the job for a year, and her first assignment is supervising over 100 men at 2 halfway houses in Hartford.
All right, Gresham. Most of the offenders say, I don't want to be here. I don't know why I'm here. This isn't right for me. I can't be here. Maybe they see the structure and all the rules, and it may not be what they thought it was.
The main priority is going to be getting a job, because you won't be able to complete the program unless you're working.
The rules and regulations that are given to parolees are straightforward,
And yet it's so
and they're
hard
all
to get a
spelled
job.
out even before an offender is released from prison. Maybe it's challenging for different people, but I don't think it's hard. If they want to make it work, they can.
Do you have any questions, concerns, issues, comments?
Oh, all right.
Try living in Mississippi.
And no drug use.
The key to reforming the parole system in Connecticut is changing the dynamics of the invisible meetings that happen all over the state between parolees and their parole officers. If the atmosphere in those rooms is reflective of the reform vision at the top, then change in Connecticut will happen. And if it's not, it will be very hard to make change stick.
Today, Errol has been called to an unscheduled meeting with Officer College.
This is my parole office, 300 Sheldon Street. I always get nervous every time I go through this door, man.
All right, so Brantley, why are we seeing each other today?
I'm not sure.
There you are. I'm holding my hand, your lab report with your name on it.
Yeah.
Is that starting to drag you into
No.
remembrance?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so why didn't you say that off the rep then? How much did you use?
3 bags.
Just one time?
Yeah.
So you're gonna piss clean today then?
No, I'm not. No.
Okay, well then let's
I
slow.
did on Friday.
Okay, then let's
Yeah.
slow down here because the 14th, which was a week ago, you were dirty for opiates. So
No.
you've been using consistently again?
No, I haven't. No, not yet.
So you've used more than 5 total bags though in the 8 days, correct?
6 bags. Yeah. Yeah.
5 and 6 is more
Yeah,
than
but
5.
not a bundle.
It's hard. It's a hard balance. I mean, a lot goes into determining the levels of supervision. Years ago,
Wow, I thought
my
they were
God,
gonna
if you had a
talk about
dirty
his
urine, you go back to
girlfriend.
jail. Guys are not going back to jail even for a dirty heroin right now. I mean, they're not going back the first time. It's treatment, treatment, treatment. If you don't let me know what's going on, then we're just going to be chasing our tail again.
Though he could send Errol to jail, he decides instead to enroll him in a drug counseling program.
So reincarcerate instead of treatment on a dirty urine. It's
That
not going
would
to
have
help
been
that
me.
person move forward.
Yeah.
And with Brantley, he's probably been through rehab, I don't know how many times. And the unfortunate thing is you keep trying until one of them works.
Okay, so
Coffee.
IOP is intensive outpatient
Yeah.
treatment, 3 days a week.
Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. I do need more structure, it's just, and I need the help. I need, and they're willing to offer it to me, which is amazing. It's
Yes,
absolutely
it
on
is.
your
Take
side.
it.
It went better than I planned.
But Errol doesn't end up going to the outpatient treatment. He continues to use heroin and eventually checks himself into a detox center.
So here I am, I'm at ADRC,
Wish
I'm
you
ready
did
to
that.
get into the 30-day program. I wish I could have been the success story. I wish I could have shown you guys how amazing my life is, but it's going to take
But
a
you're
little
getting
while
help,
longer.
dude.
He doesn't tell Officer College and misses his next appointment. Another violation of parole.
All right,
should've
so
told him.
here's our update.
Guess he would have been
It
proud
takes
of him.
College almost a week to figure out where Errol is.
On the 31st, he was doing the report to me, and he didn't show up. Unbeknownst to us, the day he came in here, he had rendered a urine dirty for cocaine and opiates. So he left part of the story out. Phone's going straight to voicemail. He checked himself into a detox program. I give the guy credit for going to detox and going into a program, but the way he handled it was completely wrong. And so
Come
basically,
on now,
his
he's
violations are the
trying.
dirty urines, not reporting to me that he's no longer living at his residence.
Yes, we understand
He's
that.
really hanging by a thread right now.
At
When
least
we
he
think about
checked
what we
himself
ask
in.
parole
Dang,
officers
he
to
re-
do,
he-
we
he
ask them
can
to
do
be
that.
social workers who help
Sorry, I'm
reintegrate
smoking.
people into society. They're all supposed to be the police officers. They're supposed to be the people who catch parolees in any rule violation and then reporting it out. The question is, should the person who's the parole officer be focused on helping somebody, or should they be focused on catching them for any rule violation?
Juan has been at the halfway house for 10 weeks now. He's going to a meeting with his parole officer with the hope of moving into an apartment.
They informed me like, hey, all you need is an apartment and a job. I had got a job as soon as they told me that. And the apartment was already ready. She was just waiting on me to get out.
Officer Brayfield has to approve his request.
And we submitted his address, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to go through.
I have another address.
I'm sorry?
I have another address.
Okay, well, we're not going to submit it yet.
No?
No.
Why?
Because I just wrote you a misconduct. You're not in compliance with the program. You need to be in compliance with the program and working in order to be eligible to leave.
And how long is that going to take?
I don't give a time frame.
Days earlier, Vaughn was late coming back from a job training program.
Okay. So what did you do when you left school?
I went to the house.
What house?
My house.
Okay. And were you authorized to do that?
No.
Okay.
So public safety is our number one priority, because if they have a history of using drugs and going out and burglarizing people or being violent, we need to make sure that we don't allow that to happen again.
So I have a misconduct for you. You are going to have limited community access for 2 weeks, and you'll have to complete 10 hours of extra duty in the house. You seem really irritated right now.
I am.
All right, so you're still working, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any drug or alcohol use?
No.
All right, so any other issues, questions, concerns?
A lot of issues, no questions, a lot of concerns.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate?
No.
Okay. So, 2 weeks starting today. I'm all set if you are.
I swear to God, yo. This look like, man. What? Man, I gotta like the live too. I'm not about to stay in this day all day. What? Go back to work, come back here. Come on, what the is that? That's not even real life. What's going on, man?
He was disrespectful. It seemed like he had a little bit of an anger problem when I was meeting with him.
All right, let me see your phone.
Which is initially the reason really why I took the phone.
Is there anything in here?
Are you
Not really.
serious?
What do you mean, not really?
Nothing. Just texting.
Texting?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look through this. I'll give it to you in a little while. I'll give it to you in a little while. Do you have any other passwords on here?
Yeah.
I can't see what you're doing here.
I'm taking it off right now.
All right, I'll see you in a minute.
Phones are a big tool for us. It's actually pretty common that the offenders will like to show off their drinking or their drug use, and they post these things to social media.
Alright, so you remember that night when you and she got them bottles for the first time? Yeah. Alright, so I deleted them out the phone. They've been deleted. But I don't know if she could bring them back up. Because if she could bring them back up, we're going down. Make your phone call.
So once I took the phone, it was kind of the final straw where I saw pictures of him drinking in the house. That's an automatic remand because they're creating a scene in the house. They're making it a lot harder for the other offenders. All right.
That right there is why I said in one of my last videos, I think it was the last one I posted, how it is. No, it wasn't the last one. It was the one where I was doing the reaction to the pictures, and I was talking about how people are putting their pictures while they're in prison, Facebook Live and all that, and I think that's kind of stupid because they're telling people that they're, I mean, that's pretty much showing who has the phone when they do shakedowns and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I think this is just crazy. This guy, these people are, you know, he violated right after he got out too. Obviously, she's supposed to find out some more. I'm just gonna make this, fixing to play a little bit more of this and maybe respond a little bit more about it, but we'll pick up back on another one or the same one next time. But here we go.
Why are you so upset right now?
I was told I was on leave after I get a job. I got a job.
If you were compliant with the program.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to be a problem.
Excuse me. Oh no.
You know, there's so many different ways one can violate a parole condition. If someone's just looking hard enough, they're gonna find something.
Widen your stance.
Widen your stance.
We know predictably from the evidence that the closer the oversight, the more violations you're going to find.
It can get a lot worse.
Get in the car.
You know, there's going to be failures, there's people who are going to make mistakes, and for some people it's going to be impossible, right? No matter what you say or do, they're not going to get their act together and they're not going to stop committing crimes. Our number one goal is to reduce crime, not just to hold people accountable, but to do something to prevent crime. After all, they call it the Department of Correction for a reason, right?
Rob has now finished his treatment program.
Okay, no.
He's living in a halfway house and gotten a job an hour's walk away. But he's frustrated because the money he earns is controlled by the halfway house.
If I work 40 hours, I'm allowed to have $40. You get $1 per hour of what you work to hold on you. I gotta go back, I fill out a budget sheet, show them my check, they copy it. So mostly goes into savings, but I can't touch none of it. Sometimes I feel it's almost not worth it to work. Like my daughter sent me a picture, she wants a pair of sneakers for basketball. And I can't buy them. I told her I can't buy them, I'm not allowed to touch my money.
Whenever Rayanna's needed something, if I had the money, she always got it, no matter what it was, and it made me feel good. At that point in time, being on parole, they were dictating to me what I could do with my money that I earned. It was totally embarrassing.
Rob also needs approval from the halfway house to go anywhere other than his job.
Like right now, even going in this store, I can end up back in jail. Just for going into a store to get something.
Probably
and I'm only getting a coffee.
Alcohol.
Can't do anything without permission. I would have to fill out a pass. If I got caught in the building, that's a stipulation, it's a violation of parole. I could have went back to jail for that.
Last week I got to the point where I told the director, you know what, I'm better off sometimes in jail. I don't got to deal with all this bull.
When I was at the halfway house, I couldn't see Rayanne at all. My daughter, it hurt. It was hard. I went to work, and Kelly actually brought her to my job to see me, for my birthday, and surprised me.
Don't cry.
It's like you have to be secretive, you have to be sneaky. Even though you don't want to be, it's like you have to be.
I love you. Let's drive down the street, okay?
Sorry.
As the weeks go by, Rob is increasingly angry.
You guys want to know how I feel sometimes? Right now, I'm pissed the off. I gotta please the halfway house so I can go home. Gotta go to 7-Eleven, get me a coffee. Even though I'm not supposed to. Because I really don't give a right now.
After 2 months on parole, Rob has had enough. He flees his halfway house and is declared a fugitive.
Friday in the halfway house, I went to work. They told me they didn't need me anymore. I got kind of fed up. And I wasn't going to give them my last check and not be able to buy her Christmas gifts or nothing. So I said, F it, and I ran. So tonight, decided to come get her some sneakers and take her out to dinner. Because Thursday I plan on turning myself in. And I told her, Daddy messed up. When you do wrong, you got to pay up,
her
right?
Face.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean I don't love you.
I know.
Come on, baby. All right, ready?
Yeah.
And I won't be around for Christmas again. All right, let's find her.
Sorry, y'all. This is...
I want the silver ones.
You have them?
We got them.
I kind of got fed up with the rules and having freedom dangled in front of me and then being told what I can do, what I can't do. I actually went out and bought a couple bundles of dope. Thinking I'd die, but it didn't happen. I love you.
This reminds me of whenever I was this much time with my daughter too.
Fight crime. You know you can tell me anything, right? Hey, you can always tell me anything.
I know.
I will see you soon.
I know.
No matter where I go,
I know.
you can come see me.
I know.
I love you.
I love you too.
A week later, Rob turned himself in. His parole was revoked.
The business of living is very hard, and so when treatment ends and then
Y'all
it's
know
time
it's
for them to
hard,
start
so why don't
trying
you
to get a
freaking
job
get
or do
people-
what they need to do, we often see
hard.
sometimes they get in trouble then because they don't know anything else. Christ, what's in here?
All the books for school.
Jessica has been taking classes to become a nursing assistant and working on her relationship with her son. But she's just tested positive for marijuana, and Officer Montoya
Sorry.
could send her to jail.
Do you understand what you've done? Seriously, like, I'm here trying to save your ass, but I don't know if you understand what you've done.
No, I know. I understood right after the situation happened. I don't know. I think I was just stressed out and going through it.
This could be a small talk, or it could be you're descending to madness. And I need to understand if you're just gonna give this chance a try, or you're just gonna like keep up.
No, I'm not gonna be up.
Okay. I don't want you to quit school, but if you find school to be too stressful for you, if you need to take a break from school, kind of regroup, do that.
Sorry, people.
I am the one
Sorry.
that holds the power to send her back, and I have to believe in her. I have to believe that she is
That
going to
last one
do
was a
good,
tearjerker.
because I make a living on second chances. That's what parole is. They have to start over again. It's hard for them. So if I also lock up everyone that's running into Jessica's situation, I won't have a caseload.
I'm going through the same thing with my son.
Okay, with your son, it's a whole different animal.
My whole incarceration, he's been a second honor student, and now he's messing up.
You have to understand, okay, you are the mother, but for the past 10 years, you have not been his mother. So for you to come into the picture and start calling the shots, it might be hard. Sorry, Jessica. Concentrate on the now, concentrate on the future.
Sorry, I gotta say something about that too. I went to the same thing with my daughter, and you cannot just get out and start talking to your kids like you gotta do this and you gotta do that, because while you've been locked up, the world's been going around and around. You know, everything's been going on in your life, or in their life, in everybody else's life. While you think the world's standing still, it really ain't. It's going on. And you're missing out on all that, and your kids are moving on. Just like your family's moving on, but they're still even though they're still in contact with you, you're still having to go through through that when you get out. You don't realize the time that you've been in prison or jail. It's pretty much the same thing. I mean, that's the way I felt when I was locked up. I mean, I felt like that everything was standing still out there, but I was in prison just going on just like every other day. But it don't work that way, and our kids definitely don't. But sorry about this. Okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and do a little bit more of this, and then I'm gonna get off. Okay.
Okay. What is happening with her is pretty common. Of women that come out, they really put a lot of pressure on themselves.
Sorry
There's
about the
always this
lagging.
like pressure to try to make up for lost time. She'll do good. I'm thinking she's gonna do good.
Yeah, I can't stop the video.
Well, when
but
I went to my son's game,
um,
I was excited. I was emotional.
Thank you
I
everybody
was
for watching.
there for the first time, and I should have been there his whole life.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and there'll be more to come. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching, and sorry about the technical stuff. I just now got this video stuff going, so I'll try it out again later. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and peace, and love y'all. Bye.